Fulham won, Manchester United won. Manchester United still winless in the Premier League after 2 games, 1 point from 6 possible points. This is my match reaction, 5 things we learned in that game. So guys, let's jump right into it. And the first thing I have to say, I love the way Manchester United started. I feel the game was a game of 2 opposites in the sense of the way we started, at least in the first 10 minutes, was very, very nice to see in the sense of that intensity, that pressing, that counter pressing, and I like what I saw. But I felt that even our rest defense was also good in that first 10 minutes. But it was this game of 2 opposites because what we did so well in the first 10 minutes of the game, around the last 30-20 minutes, we didn't do those things again. And it could also be maybe because of fatigue, because I could see the likes of Kunwa had to select when they were running. You know, Mbemo was still trying to make those runs. A lot of the players were showing visible signs of fatigue in the last 30 minutes of the game. So I think that was the first point in the sense of what we did so well. We did not do that well in the end of the game, and that was opposite. And I felt that was even necessarily the need for a lot of substitutions in terms of even the defensive line. Apart from the aerial threats, even, you know, the gap between the fullback and the centre back, the likes of Shaw and Yoro, were really exposed, and Fulham had, you know, they had their way there. So I felt this game gave us different problems than Arsenal's game, and I think this is what Manchester United fans need to understand. Is that I know people, after watching the preseason, people were so much excited. It's the new season, but I keep telling people the preseason is the preseason. There are no 3 points needed in those games. There is no much pressure in those games, so you can try different things as a player. You can be more comfortable. You can take more risk. But when you come to the Premier League, where there are 3 golden points to be fought for, where there is pressure from away fans, you know, and all those kind of, the Premier League atmosphere is there, it's a different ball game. And I felt that it gave us a little bit more problem than what we saw against Arsenal, because against Arsenal, the things that we did so well, e.g., being able to build up well, being able to build up not just even well, but build up centrally. In today's game, we're not able to build up centrally. The way Fulham sets up, sometimes 6-2-2, sometimes 5-3-2, but even the 5 in front, or even the 4 in front for Fulham, you know, they were like a moving diamond. I've watched Marco Silva's game, their coach's game, a lot of times, and I have seen that diamond, kind of moving diamond, living diamond press. And I felt that we couldn't play through the center, which was one of the issues we had in this game that we didn't have against Arsenal last game. And even when we went by the wings, because when we expected that, okay, they will not allow us to play them centrally, which was difficult. Even when you now decide to even go down the wings, we had battles that we did not win. For example, Mbemo and Bassi, we did not win that. Sessegnon really kept Ahmad from doing those, you know, those magic down the line. So we had that. Even though I think Dogu was even one of our best performers on that side, trying to get there, but it was also very difficult. Kunwa had the intensity, the runs, but I felt after the first half, the energy was gone. He had to now start selecting moments, you know, to play. So different problems from the 2 games, and I feel that's why we need to keep improving as a team. I don't think anybody that watches this game will give up on this team after this match. Yeah, there were good things in terms of the habits, the character to want to play the game. I don't think this is another kind of result you can say it's another small team, that's why they didn't win the game, but they can play good against big team. I just feel we need to develop our team in such a way that we can handle the kind of problems that a Fulham side will offer us. Yes, in terms of physicality, in terms of, you know, they knowing this is a team that has been for long, they knowing what they want. I don't think there's any major new signing in this Fulham team. They understand what they want to do. They've perfected it. And I felt that it was difficult for us on that side. Now, let me talk about the goalkeeper quickly, which is going to be my second point, is the fact that Bayindir, for me, I believe Bayindir had some good moments in this game and some moments that you like going forward. Is this, how do we, you know, solve this issue? And I think you guys have seen it in the sense of the corner kicks. the corner kicks, not the one that is even bullied. There were some corner kicks that are even more embarrassing, and instead of his timing and the choice to come out, sometimes it was very exposed. It was just at the mercy. And I feel these are the challenges, because I feel, looking at what I have seen from him, I understand the fact that on the ball, he did some very good things today on the ball, some very good things. Yes, not perfect, but very good things in terms of even that long ball to Matthias Cunha, which we did not score. So he did some very good things on the ball. But also, if you look at it, the corner kicks was a big issue. And I think that's one of the disadvantages, if you want to look at it, of having a goalkeeper that have not done maybe 2-3 years in the Premier League and comes from overseas. Even when you remember David De Gea, we had that issue with David De Gea. So are we at a point where, De Gea at that time, we were still at the top, where De Gea had to adapt? Are we at the point where we stick with him, looking at the benefits he gives us over Andre Onana? Or are we at the point where we say, okay, we stick with Andre Onana? Because when we talk about Lemons coming from, outside of the league, I can tell you, I can bet you that Lemons also doesn't have that physique to deal with the attack and the games that defenders play when it's time of corner kick against Manchester United. So we have to I think it's going to be an headache for Ruben Amorim. Each goalkeeper has what they give and the positive. So it's about, who do you think is going to be better to just choose? Because they are not perfect keepers now. Even with Lemons coming, it's not perfect. So it's about which one will I relatively feel like is better to choose, and which one will I relatively feel I should sell. So moving on from the goalkeeper, the third point I want to say is, first of all, the penalty miss. I am not going to be coming here to criticize Bruno Fernandes for the penalty miss, because I think one of the most consistent penalty kick takers in Premier League and even in world football has been Bruno Fernandes, really. So it happens, it might not just be your day to score, and I don't have any complaint about that. It happens, and I felt that the team had the focus, the belief, the consistency, to the patience to keep playing our game after that penalty miss. And I think, but we have to say, after the goal, when we got the goal, at around 60 something minutes, if I'm not mistaken, we did not do what we were doing well before the goal. You understand? The pressing, the sharpness. We had a lot of loose passes, a lot of incomplete passes, a lot of missed controls. We just had that. And I feel it's another developmental stage for the team. Yeah, you have gotten your first goal. Don't rest on it. Even though you're not going to score a second, keep playing the way you were playing before the goal. Keep playing the way you're playing, so that maybe you could get the second goal. But I feel these things are mental. These things are habits, and it's going to be very difficult to just change overnight. So I feel that's something we definitely have to improve upon. And also our control. I felt that we did not have control on the game, because I clearly know we don't have the midfielders to control the game. But I felt after the first 10 minutes of full intensity play for Manchester United, I felt that we should not have allowed Fulham to have another 10 minutes to get into the game. After that amazing, where Fulham could not even make complete passes after the first 10 minutes, I felt we should not have allowed them to get into the game. We should have, controlled the pace of the game for that 10 minutes. But I feel these are things that we keep learning. It's not a perfect team. And any Manchester United fan that thinks this team is a team that will just blow through, where some people like top four, we have to be very realistic ourselves. We are not there. Yeah, we can't judge with precision, as I said earlier. So these are the issues I believe they're working on, in terms of when we have our 10 minutes of control, 10 minutes of high intensity play, do not allow the opposition to have that 10 minutes where they can get into the game. So these are the things that I feel we okay. Also, let me say the fourth thing that I feel was a positive in this game is that we've improved our physicality. I think that's quite clear. Clearly, one of the major points that shows me that we've improved our physicality, but we can still do better, is the chance of Matthias Cunha, the long ball from Baido to Matthias Cunha. I don't see the likes of Garnacho, the likes of Sancho, even the likes of Rashford having to push the defender. I think it was Anderson, having to push Anderson and get that chance and play. If he had scored, it would have been a very, very, game changer really at the beginning of that game, because the game wasn't going well for Fulham as at that point at the beginning of the game. So we definitely improve our physicality. I think you can clearly see it, but we need to do better. We need to do better because definitely you don't play Fulham every time, but we need to really do better. And lastly, I feel this is very, very important, and I feel this is what we have to work on in the training ground, in the sense of we need to find a new way to create when our number 10s have been played out of the game. Because don't be deceived. Teams we want to do what they did to likes of Mbeumo today, and we need to have variations. I think there are two ways to go about it. You either find a way to play, to nullify what they are doing to your number 10s in the wings, or you have variations in the sense of sometimes it could be Mbeumo steps back, Ahmad goes, let's see how Ahmad does against Bassi. Sometimes, okay, after some few minutes, Mbeumo comes back. So variations, sometimes it could also mean, funny enough, that Kua comes to the side, Mbeumo gets to the center. Different variations. We just need variations to try different things, and don't just let it to keep being the 1v1 situation with Mbeumo and Bassi, because Bassi clearly is a big guy, a physical guy. And I felt Mbeumo really had a tough game today. It's not easy. So I feel we should have variations in how we play. I feel that will help us going on. But we just need to find a new way to create when things are not going well. So guys, these are my opinions on the game. 1-1, Fulham 1, Manchester United 1 point in possible 6. First 2 games of the season. The season is still long. We see after the 6 more games to go. So guys, these are our opinions. Let me know your opinions in the comment section. And please don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And most importantly, don't forget to share to your fellow fans. Until we see you next time. Bye.